Anyways, a lot of this video is probably boring. This was really a test of the e-bike in Cades Cove. I can tell you a few things about it. I need a bigger e-bike. This one here's not, the motor or the battery, whichever, is not strong enough to pull these hills here in the Cove. So that is an issue. You have to pedal or get off and walk it. I do have my big tripod on the back, so I am able to carry that. Another thing about this bike, the battery life is not that good, all right? I have gone probably about less than 20 miles, and I'm down to 2 bars, okay, left on the battery. Now, I don't know what that means exactly. I didn't stop at that stop sign. How much farther I can go, but I could tell you this, a while ago, I turned the motor off, put it on 0, and I tried to pedal this bike manually. And I'll tell you what, that was a tough thing to do. I felt like a 68-year-old man on a teenager's or a 10-year-old bicycle, you know, the old Schwinn Stingrays they had. You remember them bikes? I do. I had a Schwinn Stingray, and it had 2 speeds. When you kicked the pedal backwards, it would change gears. That was a cool bike. I can't remember what the name of that bike was. If you know, leave me a comment, tell me. But I remember having one of those bikes. So the Cades Cove loop road is an 11-mile round trip all the way around a loop. That's why they call it a loop road. And you can see up here ahead, the views in here are just fantastic. A lot of people come over here from Alabama and Mississippi, those kind of places. And they come up here on vacation looking for wildlife. And yeah, I've seen quite a few cars from Mississippi this morning. So I'm using the DJI Osmo Action 4 to film this right now, mounted on a magnetic mount on the hood of my vehicle. And I've got the mic mini connected with the DJI mobile receiver, which is something new that DJI has just recently come out with. There's an area back here by the visitor center that I'm heading to see if I can get some find some deer back there. That's mainly what I came over here today for, was for the deer and try to catch the last part of the rut. So I had to stop there for a quick minute. There was a buck trying to cross the road, and I jumped out behind my truck and got my cell phone out, took some cell phone video. I'll show that to you right now. Okay, that buck that was trying to cross the road back there, I come back over here and parked and walked back in the woods in the direction he was heading. And I'm kind of paying attention. The cars are over there. One of the trucks just stopped a minute ago, which indicates they're seeing something. So I'm going to set up back here in the woods and see if he comes in here and be real quiet and real still. I've got my Osmo Action 4 mounted to the top of my Z50 Mark II with a bracket in the hot shoe and cold shoe. Let me show you real quick. This is my setup right here, and I'm going to try to film while I'm taking photographs. So we just kind of wait here quietly and see what happens. Now this is an area of the woods that I took a photograph with my cell phone when I was here last month. And let me show you that photograph while we're waiting for this deer to show up right now. Okay, one of the things that I wanted to do today, and it's why I brought my bike over, was to ride my bike in Cades Cove. So that's what we're going to do now. We're down here at Sparks Lane at the picnic area, I call it, where the creek crossing is, and we're going to start off right from there. Now, being that I left my camera straps and my cotton carrier at the house, I have put the D500 and the 500 PF in the bag in the back, and I'm using my small Leophoto tripod, not my big robust tripod. And I think what we're going to do is go back this way and head towards the exit area and do some exploring. So let's go. It's starting to be a really nice day out now. It's about 11 o'clock their time, 10 o'clock my time. What I'm hoping to do is when I come back over in the springtime to camp is to bring my bike over and use it while I'm camping. So this area right here, okay, sometimes I park down here and walk, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my bike right through that hole in the fence and kind of ride that service road down and see what I see. Get away from the road before a car sees me. Pretty quiet down through here. You can't hardly hear the bike running at all. Now I've seen some wildlife down here before. bear and deer. Looks like pigs been down in here too. I need to get a bigger bike, one of the 26-inch tire bikes. I guess I'll have to save up for one. The ground's still a little frozen back here. It was about 31 or 32 degrees last night. The thing is, if I do see a deer or something down through here, the camera's in the back bag. It'll take me a second to get it out. That's a bummer I didn't bring the cotton carrier with me today. If I had done that, I'd been in better shape. Can't believe I forgot it. There's been deer back here. I see deer tracks. So far, it's been a pretty good morning. I'll find me a place to put the bike and go walking here in just a little bit. It is my gloves. I must have left them back in the truck. Yeah, they're not, my hands aren't too cold. We're in the middle of Cades Cove right here. One of the service roads that they drive around here. You can't drive your vehicle in here, but I did ask if you could walk and ride your bike in here. I didn't get a negative response. Let's stop here just for a second. Another thing else I didn't bring was my binoculars. Didn't bring any binoculars today. I found my gloves. They were in my bag. Anyways, I turned the camera around so you could see me talking to you. Yeah, we're gonna ride on down here for a little while. This is definitely a quicker mode of transportation to get where you're wanting to go quick. Now last month when I was here, right up in this area was a bear, and she had about 3 cubs, probably this year's cubs. So I'm gonna stop up here and have a look-see, see if I see anything. It's definitely a nice day out for this, that's for sure. Yeah, right here in this area is where we seen her. Okay, I've got this chest mount for my action camera, for the Action 4. So I just thought I'd try that out, give you a different view instead of being on the handlebars where the bike's doing this all the time. I put my strap. Oh, where'd it go? Huh. Well, I left my strap. I guess I'm gonna have to go back and find it on the way back. Lost my bungee strap back there somewhere. Must have been when I stopped. Found my gloves. We'll have to go back there and see if I can find it. I think I stopped right up here and got in that box and found my gloves. So it was right in this area, right here. So I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I see it now, laying on the ground over there. Yeah. Let me go over here. There it is right there. So let's put that back on here. Okay, so I don't lose anything. And then we're going to turn around and continue on. Okay, let's make sure my mini mic is still on. It is. All right, this is where I tried to turn around. I'm going to continue on. I had to turn around and go find my bungee strap. This is nice. Yeah, nice afternoon out riding the e-bike in Cades, Cove. Now right down here is a creek crossing. It's dry this time of year, there's no water in it, so shouldn't have any trouble getting across it. Now when I was here last month, Lynn and I walked this entire road, and I believe it was like 3.2 miles. And we shuttle parked our trucks, and Jack brought my truck back over here, so he had a way out. Anyways, yeah, we're down here where nobody is around. This is great. Yeah, we're here at right here at the creek crossing right now. Go to the other side and then follow that road all the way down. Let's take our time right here. There's a little water in it, nothing to be concerned with. Oops, stick jumped up and hit the bottom of my bike. Let's stop here for a second and see what we got. Well, it's gotten kind of quiet here, so I think I'll carry on. Definitely want a pair of gloves. Now, where'd that bungee cord go? Hanging right here. Don't lose the bungee cord again, Ron. Get my helmet back on. Safety first. Definitely safety first. So right here on the front of the bike, I have a couple mounts. I got a mount for my phone. I can put it on there. It's one of those OtterBox Defender brackets. And then I've got a mount right here that I can put my Action 4 on. And I also have another ball mount on the back of the bike I need to utilize. Let's carry on to the next destination. Turn the camera up a little bit so you can see where we're going. I guess we'll call this the e-bike ride through Cades Cove video. It's actually kind of nice to be able to do this. What I should have done is when I got here this morning, I should have unloaded and come straight here, but I didn't do that. I got in the I don't know what that was. I got in the tourist trap. I did see, it was a good thing though, because I did see a bear. I did see Mindy and her two cubs. Now Mindy is a bear that I photographed in the spring, and she had 4 newborn cubs, and she's lost 2 of them. I think what I heard is one of the male bears killed 2 of her cubs, and according to Alexa, she said that the 2 cubs that are left are males. And I seen them this morning, and I'll tell you what, they were really healthy, okay? She's really a good mother. She's healthy too. She's pretty good size. Now last time, I gotta make a decision here. Last time I was here, we went to the right, that way. But I don't know what's to the left. So I think I'm gonna take the left road and see where it goes. It may not go anywhere. They cut these roads in because probably in February they will do a controlled burn in here, and that's why they do it, so they can control burn the place. Anyways, I was able to photograph Mindy and her remaining 2 cubs, which like I said, Alexa said that they were male cubs, so they were pretty healthy. She's taking good care of them this summer. So hopefully they'll make it through the winter, and we'll get to see them in the spring again. Bears in the Smoky Mountains, it's more pig sign. Bears in the Smoky Mountains don't really totally hibernate, I don't think. It just depends on the winter. You know, it's not real cold here as it would be like in Yellowstone or Alaska or someplace like that. Yeah. I think they call this Blueberry Hill. It's right behind the Tipton place. A little bumpy back here. I hear the crows over there making a lot of noise, and usually when that happens, that means they're harassing a raptor, like a hawk or an owl, or something like that. Crows like to do that. Yeah, that's really bumpy there. This just took me out here to this field. Had a stick caught my wheel. Yeah, this comes out here to the other side of the road. Okay. So I think I'm gonna turn around so I can go back the other way. Might end up with a flat tire in here. My seat has come loose on the bike. Need to remember to carry some tools with me. Anyways, we are on Hyatt Lane after riding that service road. Yeah, it's coming loose. It was interesting. It took about 45 minutes. I am pedaling, if you want to know, on power. The motor's on speed 2. I'm at 7th gear. If I come out of 7th gear, I end up ghost pedaling, what they call ghost pedaling. It means you pedal, you're not really doing anything. You're just moving your feet, your legs. They're not really engaging the gears. Pick up a little speed there on its own. Just kicked it up to 3rd, put the motor in 3rd. Now watch out for the potholes. They hurt my butt. Well, we're back on the loop road. Just came off a Hyatt lane. We're going up here to we'll be up here at the big overlook. Well, I seen a buck this morning up in this area. Actually, 2 bucks. Yeah, it'd been nice to remember to bring my cotton carrier with me. Oof, had to power down. I had to pedal now. This thing does not do very well on hills. Not sure what kind of motor is in it, what size. It might only be a 500 watt, I don't know. I'll have to go home and read the book. But one thing nice about riding an e-bike around is you don't have to worry about parking. You can get right up in a place and park. That buck must be still down here as people parked here. You're not supposed to park on the road there, buddy. All four wheels off the road. That's the proper way to do it right there. I'll pull over here just for a minute. Let's take a break. Well, I'm gonna stop here at the visitor center for a minute. Take you inside with me so you can see what they got in there. This is on the back side of the loop road in Cades Cove. Got restrooms, some exhibits, static displays, old houses.
She ain't gonna make me do that. Dude, oh my grandkids. Is anybody else going to
It looks like Spider-Man. Yeah. Got the shoes and the
I got me a new hat at the visitor center. I guess I forgot to hit the record button in there. Let's find out. Well, we just left the visitor center and heading back on the return leg of the loop road. Got a little bit of a hill coming up. Let's see how she does. I've got it up in fifth power. Fifth, I don't know what you call it. It's starting to slow down already. So I had to drop down a gear on the derailleur. Now I'm gonna slow down a little bit. It's a steep hill, it's curvy. Burn up your brakes that way. Yeah, let's stop here for a minute. Let's see if we can make it up this next hill. Things have gotten kind of quiet now this afternoon. Let's see how she does. Whew, that's some hill there. I can feel the burn. Well, we're back here to Hyatt Lane in the Dan Lawson place. I'm gonna cut through the field up here and go back through the service road. Well, that was my bike ride through Cades Cove, and I gave you some idea of what it's like to actually ride a bike around Cades Cove with all this traffic, and then not so much traffic. Like, you know, being on this service road was kind of nice to get away from everything. And I was able to see some birds and what have you. I didn't see any wildlife like deer or bear this time, but we'll come back in the spring and we'll try it again and see what happens. Okay, I was riding the e-bike back and I come around the corner and there was a buck just poked its head out of the field, and I went ahead and got my tripod out, and I don't know if you could see it or not. off in the distance, get his body around. Anyways, it's pretty exciting. Okay, right out there. You see it out there? So I guess it's my first deer, first buck on the bike. Keep in mind that I'm here, if he even knows I'm here. I'm sure he does. Okay, it must not be a threat to him. Let me move over just a little bit right there. He's going back in the weeds. Well, so much for that. Well, he just went back in the weeds over there. So much for that. But I did manage some shots of him. Okay, we are here at the campground and still on the e-bike. This here's the campground store, cafe, gifts, ice cream. Ice cream, they got ice cream, okay? Lots of ice cream. Smells good in here. A little bit lacking on the candy bars. Must be getting ready to close for the season or something. They don't have much. Yeah. Well, I was wanting a candy bar. Let me take you around the store. So they got a grill here. You can order things to eat. And then they got the gift shop, drinks, anything you want, ice cream. No candy bars though. They ain't got no candy bars. Like I said, they must be getting ready to shut down for the season. What do these say? Sale. Sweatshirts, $30. Yeah, they got just about anything you want in here. Hats. They got a ton of hats. Now, some of the hats back in the visitor center are different than what they got up here. So if you don't find what you want at the visitor center, you might check the campground store. Like the hat I bought today is not here. It's only back at the campground visitor center. Hope I don't get a copyright hit on that music they're playing. Anyways, no candy bars. I was gonna have one today, but I guess we're not going to.
Unless like somebody gives you money.
Okay, I think I'll take you a run through the campground. We'll go over here in the section that I normally stay in, which is the B. Oh, they're closed. Well, they've already closed the campgrounds. I don't know if they're closing them down. I guess they are. The B loop is closed already, so they've already got that shut down. Good to know. So it looks like if you want to come over here camping, the only section you can go into would be the C loop, because the B loop looks like it's closed for the winter. At least the gates are shut. There's hardly anybody staying in this campground. There is nobody here, which is very unusual. So yeah, they've got part of the C loop closed down too. So it looks to me like they just let you camp in certain spots in the wintertime, and looks like only one bathhouse would be open And that's the one over here in the sea loop. So yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 campers in here. So I guess I won't show you the campground today, but I do want to go back here and look around, but I don't think I can because they got the roads gated off. Yep. So there's no facilities at this campground, but they do have a dumping station, which is right here at the far end of the sea loop. Yep. Looks like I'm going to head back towards the truck and probably load the e-bike up and start and make a lap or two with the truck and then get ready to head home, I guess. I've seen quite a few things today. Anyways, a lot of this video is probably boring. This was really a test of the e-bike in Cades Cove. I can tell you a few things about it. I need a bigger e-bike. This one here is not, the motor or the battery, whichever, is not strong enough to pull these hills here in the Cove. So that is an issue. You have to pedal or get off and walk it. I do have my big tripod on the back, so I am able to carry that. Another thing about this bike, the battery life is not that good, all right? I have gone probably about less than 20 miles, and I'm down to 2 bars, okay, left on the battery. Now, I don't know what that means exactly. I didn't stop at that stop sign. How much farther I can go, but I could tell you this, a while ago, I turned the motor off, put it on 0, and I tried to pedal this bike manually. And I'll tell you what, that was a tough thing to do. I felt like a 68-year-old man on a teenager's or a 10-year-old bicycle, you know, the old Schwinn Stingrays they had. You remember them bikes? I do. I had a Schwinn Stingray, and it had 2 speeds. When you kicked the pedal backwards, it would change gears. That was a cool bike. I can't remember what the name of that bike was. If you know, leave me a comment, tell me. But I remember having one of those bikes. Hey, got it up to 29 miles an hour going down that hill. We're cruising now. Now we're turning on Sparks Lane, heading back to the truck. This will be pretty close to the end of my e-biking today. We're down to people. We're down to 2 bars on the battery. I don't think I should chance another loop. Like I said, trying to pedal this thing with no power is really hard. Anyways, that was the e-bike ride around the Cades Cove Loop Road. It's probably a really long video for you, but I'm gonna post it anyways. Probably put it on my All Things Ron channel. That's probably a good place for it. We'll go slow across this creek. Don't want to get everything all wet. We're back at the truck. Okay, looks like we did about probably about 15 miles is what it looks like. We'll talk to y'all later. See yous. Bye-bye.